Alright, hello and welcome to Season 8, Episode 13. The last episode of Season... That's the wrong button. The last episode of Season 8. Oh my god. And I know that everyone was thinking, oh god, Season 8's ending soon. I'm upset. But I do think this painting's gonna be a banger painting, especially now that the whole canvas is black and it's basically a mirror. Just see myself now. Isn't that kind of cool? Xenoblade after Hollow Knight. Yep, that's exactly what I said actually. Xenoblade is after Hollow Knight. Yep. I wouldn't be like, I've never specifically been like, oh, I want to play through Xenoblade, but I don't think it's an out of the question sort of deal. So who knows? Maybe one day. I think for RPGs, I do want to one day play through Chrono Trigger. That's one on the list of I will get to that eventually. Like that and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers the Sky. Like those two games are games that I've only ever heard people like just rave about how good they are. I've never heard people be like, oh, I fucking hate this game. Everyone's like, this is the shit, dude. So those are on my list to get to eventually. Okay, the glare from the sunlight is like, hold on, it's impacting the TV a little bit. Do I need to turn up the brightness on the cam? Oh, it's dark in here now. It's dark in here, but we can let there be light. Ooh, let there be light, baby. And we're back. And Skittle's making a smoothie. I can hear the blender. You worked and not much else. The next day you went to a Brazilian steakhouse with your mom. Ooh. I don't think I've ever heard of a Brazilian steakhouse specifically. Is there anything like in particular that's hype about that, or is it just good? I think it's definitely kind of common though to not be able to like actually celebrate your birthday on the actual day of. I think this year mine lands in like a Thursday or something. Oh, it is a Thursday, I was right. Yeah, so maybe the weekend before or the weekend after I can get Prac to come by and maybe other people and we can be like, oh my god, party. Or Prac will just book off the Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and then we'll just get Liddy at my place. Still need to finish Hollow Knight? You do need to finish Hollow Knight eventually. This is true. That you do. Couldn't get into the gameplay of Mystery Dungeon. Yeah, I'm not really too familiar with how the game even plays out. I'm just like familiar with people being like, yo, this game's fucking lit, bro. And I'm like, okay, pop off. Okay, I need it to be like a, okay, we're gonna put like a little like dark gray. It's like a little, not complete darkness in the center here. It's basically all you can eat steak. Interesting. I'm not a huge steak guy. I don't usually eat red meats these days. I don't like dislike red meat, but I don't eat much red meat. And I know it's like not good to have too much red meat. It's like a weird thing where it's like, oh, having like, you know, red meat is good, but having, if you're someone who's like eating like red meat like, constantly, then that's allegedly not super good for you, is what I've always been told. G, thoughts? Morning, Morphe. Mr. 138. How's it going? Pokemon Rangers, your favorite Pokemon spinoff? I don't know how those play at all. My extent of knowledge for Pokemon Ranger is some point in the Gen 3 anime, I'm pretty sure it was. I think is when Pokemon Ranger came out, like there was like I think either one episode or like a tiny little arc where they had like the Pokemon Rangers, and they basically have like Beyblades, I think, right? I just remember that. It's like, whoa, you're not even catching Pokemon. You're just like befriending them for like a little bit of time. It's like, oops, your free trial of this Trico has expired. Oh my god, Prak, hey. Prak, are you coming here before, the weekend before, or the weekend after my birthday? Or are you taking off, because my birthday's on a Thursday, are you taking off that whole week and just getting lit here? Is that the game plan? The new T20 glitch is crazy. Are you actually gonna do runs of that, Justin? I know you've never been like much of an any percent guy, so I was like, I don't really know if Justin's even gonna do much of it, or even like gonna do it. Chilling right now. When are we chilling with more Rivals 1 though, Morph? That's the real question. Now that you're not doing GDQ or hotfix or going to GDQ or going to Florida, Utah, pausers. Morph's like, sorry, but I'm going to Utah, man. I'm going to Utah, man. My meme is that no. Is that Morpheus keeps going places to avoid playing Rivals with me. That's my current shitpost. Is that right, me turning up the Honeywell fan? You will when you get back to streaming in a few months. It makes every category faster. Does it make glitchless faster? You forgot to say someone's playing Rivals 1 at AGDQ. Was Shasta playing with that person? Rivals 1 actually being a lit game. You tell me, Prak, you didn't hop on, but like, oh my god, I've never played this game actually. I'm assuming you never played Rivals 1, Prak. I'd honestly be surprised if you've ever played Rivals 1. Sienna is in Idaho. That gives me vibes of like, okay, so since Morph keeps avoiding me and going places to not game with me, when I was thinking, I was like, okay, what's like a filler state? And I was like, oh, Utah. That's a filler state. What happens in Utah? Does any Americans agree with that? Is Utah a filler state? Like, does that state exist? It's like in Canada, like if you live in anywhere other than like South Ontario, you basically don't exist. Poor Blue Bob living in... Does Blue Bob count as Northern Ontario? You played in Dallas? I guess we were playing Rivals 1 at Dallas, BGDQ. And we were. Good times. Take me back. Good. J-Cog. Hello. How are you? There was no one playing. It was just a setup with Rivals 1 on it. You know, the good thing about that, though, is that means the music is playing, and that's a good thing. Rivals 1 Wave Dash compared to 2. It does feel extra good in Rivals 1 Wave Dashing. Most characters in 2, yeah, definitely have a very, like, short Wave Dash in comparison. Utah is Mormon home base, is it? And is that Pog, would we say? Utah is definitely a filler state? Okay, if G says Utah is a filler state, then I agree it's a filler state. And also, I have to say, that post I made on Blue Sky the other day about Paper Mario 64 having very good visuals and sounds, that was inspired because I was listening to Morph's stream the other day, and he was in the part where you hit the blue switch to get to Koopa Bros Fortress, and like just the sound that bridge makes when it like all the planks like do when they like fall down, I was like, damn, even like a random singular thing like that is so nice sounding. And I'm like, how did they do it? How did they cook with everything in that game? It's like a xylophone-esque noise. Cause like that made me think like, damn, I feel like a lot of games would have just made the bridge like fall down and just make like a noise. But in Paper Mario, like everything is just like fun. Yeah, that bridge noise. Yeah, I don't think that sound plays anywhere else in the game. I couldn't think of anywhere else where it would play. I'm not aware of any other instances of where it exists, but I'm like, damn. And like, I might be a little biased because you know I definitely, even growing up, like I definitely have, I'd say, more memories of 64 than T2ID, but I feel like T2ID doesn't have that same like charm. There's just something special about 64 that they just cooked with. There is kind of like a bit of gray here though. Yeah, they kind of cooked. I'll say, I think, without a doubt, yeah, 64 definitely has the best sound design of any game I've ever played. I think Rivals of Aether 1, that game is a close second, but I think Paper Mario is, yeah, they definitely, I don't know, everything's just too good in that game, but Rivals 1 is also extremely good for sound design. Also, I saw you say that earlier, Justin. You should try Rivals 1. Does it look interesting to you? Or would you just be curious to see what it's like? It's definitely, I think, weird in the sense that like you play it and it feels like, oh, this should be like Smash, and it kind of is, but then it also isn't. Like it also plays very differently at the same time. So this weekend, Morph, Lubbers, no Utah? No Utah? $64 clears. Feels good. Yeah, 64 being a good game. Okay, am I cooking with these Northern Lights so far? Am I cooking? Yo, speaking of Northern Lights, G, I literally like for like 2 days, I was thinking about it. That last thing that we saw in My Hero before we stopped that last session, I actually didn't know that thing happened. And I was like unironically thinking about it, like in bed like the next, like that night I think, and I was like, damn, what the fuck? They did that? I'm like, that's fucked up. I didn't know that. Because I don't think I ever saw that in the manga. So I was like, bruh. It must have been like laid out differently. It must have been like literally the next chapter that I didn't read. Devastated? Same. I'm also devastated. I need water because of how devastated I am. Post glitchless race Ravels, pause champ. Yeah, I looked at it today and I saw it starts at noon Eastern, and I'm like, oh man. You tell me to wake up at Eastern? At Eastern? My favorite time of the day. Eastern. You tell me I have to get up before noon and be like a living, existing person before then? Oh god. So actual like non-zero chance I just sleep in again. Oops. Oops. Someone cooked. Someone cooked here. Where are the Eastern Lights? That's a good question, actually. Where are the Eastern Lights? I don't know. I'll have to find them. Ooh, okay. I kind of like that, actually. Ooh, okay, okay. My secret rares? Oh my god, is that full art hash brown in the chat? Oh my god. How's it going? Been sleeping in a lot lately, but I'll probably wake up for that. Yeah, I'm used these days to waking up like somewhere in the range of like 10 to like noon usually. I kind of slept pretty bad last night, honestly. I did not sleep too good. I definitely like woke up a few times in the night, and so that's not very pog. But hopefully that doesn't proceed to be a thing. I don't know, I have like arcs where like, it feels like some weeks, like every single day I'll like wake up like after 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then like other times it's like, nope, I'm just chilling the whole time. And I don't know what that's about or why that's a thing. No, it's the wrong color, but it's fine actually. The wrong color. God, you know, is it gonna be insufferable? Is Morph gonna be like Justin, where Justin's always like, I'm a Twitch partner? Is Morph gonna start acting like that? We have J-Cog out here also being like, I'm a Twitch partner. And then Morpheus is gonna be like, I'm a Twitch partner. Are they just gonna all be the same? Are they all gonna start acting like this? Oh my god, Fredo. Good morning. I am winning. I'm making Northern Lights as we speak. So I'd say that's a win. I saw this painting, I saw like the lights in the sky, and I'm like, oh, black canvas. We got the lights in the sky. It's gonna be a good painting. I know it's gonna be a good painting. Morp. Morp. Partner. Partner arrive. We have a fraud. I will be exactly like J-Cog and Justin when I become a partner. I think that means you have to change your name. You're gonna become Jomar, because you can't have a not J name as a Twitch partner. I'm pretty sure. Based on my sample size of 2 so far, they both have names with a J, so I think there's a common trend here. I also love Jlu Job, my favorite. I love him. What a cool guy he is. Okay, I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm gonna spend like half this painting just working on the lights. I mean, it is a very delicate part of the painting. It's very delicate. Eeh. You know, thinking about it, funny enough, there's actually a painting that I still have that I did in grade 9 art class in high school, and I actually painted Northern Lights, and it looked really bad. It didn't look good at all, actually. Fun fact. That's your fun fact of the day. Send tweet. Send Blue Sky post. Ooh. Dude, okay, the Twitch account, last time I checked, the Twitch account that's just called a Butter. I'm pretty sure it used to be a partnered account. I remember like a few years back it was a partnered account. And then now it says, yeah, unless you got a time machine, this content's unavailable. And anytime I've checked, the name does not become available. Which is RIP. And I'm like, that's so tragic. Actually so tragic. I like the story of Justin getting just Monado on Twitch. I'm a fan of that story. Yeah, that's what I remember hearing too. Yeah, that is just RIP. I am very certain it was a partner account. Maybe there's a copium that I was wrong, but I don't know. I guess I can't really check. Damn, how just a morph would go kind of hard too. That would go hard. And I remember I was listening, I think it was either a short or a ZFG stream, but he was saying how a while back, like he asked Twitch, like, hey, can I have the name, like just ZFG, the 3 letters ZFG? And Twitch was like, oh no, sorry, we don't give out like 3-letter usernames. And then he said apparently literally the next day, they gave XQC the Twitch name XQC, and it's like, bruh. Okay. That's epic. I love that one. We love having equal standards that apply the same rules to every person. Oh, I was saying, Justin, I like the story of how you got the Twitch name Monado. I'm a fan of that story, because it's just like, for anyone who doesn't know the Justin story of how he got his Twitch account name, because his Twitch account used to be Monado Purged, and then he had like a bot. I don't know what your bot was called, just like Monado bot or something maybe. And I remember you were like, oh, let me like change it to something. And then you were like sitting there and you just typed in Monado. And then you're trying to think of like, what should I make it? And then you saw like, oh, Monado is an available username. And then you were like, what the fuck? And then yoink. That's mine now, sir. Like, I can only imagine like just like that, like confusion, but like, wait, what the fuck? Why is this available? And then you're like, oh my god, I have to go get this. I'm pretty sure I've checked like a few times over the years for like to see if I could get like a different account name, and like I think like the closest I ever remember seeing at one point, I think it was like butter 120 underscore or something like that. And I was like, I don't even think it's like worth getting something like that if it's like not, if it's like a sacrifice of a name, then it's like, is it even worth getting it? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, lore. Okay, I've spent 25 minutes doing just the lights so far, just the sky portion. I wonder how long Bob spends. But Bob is like a master. He does it so quickly. But I do also think like one buff to like, well, obviously he was extremely good, but one buff to doing it with like physical media, with actual paint, is like being able to make use of all like the natural paint techniques. Because I'm pretty sure, like I didn't watch him paint these lights in the sky, but I'm pretty sure he would just do it by like using the fan brush and just kind of like just going along, just moving it up and down. Then he'd probably take the big brush and just kind of like brush it upwards to get that like blur effect. Whereas I kind of have to like manually paint it all in because Mario Paint moment. Yeah, yeah, you just getting like the exact thing you wanted day one. It's like, oh, okay, I'm popping off. The Fortnite YouTuber. Imagine if it all went around full circle and randomly our JCog became like super into Fortnite. You know, I cannot imagine that ever happening at this point in time. You know, I remember like 3 years ago or something, you had like a Twitch bounty, is that what it's called? To play Fortnite on stream. I don't think you ever did it though, but I remember you were like talking to us about that, like, oh, would you guys play that with me if I accepted it? I think that was like the only possibility of you ever getting into Fortnite. Right, G? Wait, hold on. That's kind of good, actually. Boom. You played exactly one time in 2017. I wonder if you played against Aaron. I remember Aaron said, yeah, he was playing Fortnite in the early days. It's a non-zero chance that you guys were in the same lobby. Probably, you know, you probably were playing against each other. That's a definite. Sip of water. Let's see. Okay, I was like, did I miss anything? But I bet he was one. Aaron killing Twitch partners. Oh, Aaron. Aaron's in call playing Link to the Past, and he has a bunch of lines on his screen. What he doing? Or oh, I think Aaron and Arma are they doing like a rando or an Archie? Something like that. All right, what's everyone's plans for today? Other than playing Fortnite, of course. What's on everyone's menu for today? You want to build this Lego set that you bought that you keep putting off? What's it a set of? You dropped in the middle of nowhere, ran around collecting stuff for like 10 minutes, got killed by the first person I saw, then closed the game forever. Were you like, damn, that wasn't fun at all? I don't know about back then, what it was like, but I definitely think that like solo Fortnite is not fun at all. I'm definitely in the boat of I think it's like so uninteresting because it's usually just kind of like optimally you're just kind of like camping a bunch, I feel like, and that's not super exciting. That was also no build mode. That's true. But also back then, like people weren't doing the crazy stuff that you would see people doing like in today's day. At least that's my understanding of how it was hearing from like Skittle and Justin back then, where it actually was kind of more like, oh, you're kind of just building like a little ramp or putting up a wall in front of you, but now it's like, oops, the Taj Mahal appeared in front of me in 0.238 seconds. I do love me a good Taj Mahal with the boys though. Yo, Mario Brush sound? See, imagine how much less like charming this game would be if it didn't have good sounds. Like, I like when you paint with like each brush, they all make a different noise. It's just like, it's a little subtle, but it's like, they all got like a different noise, and it's like, it just hits good. We love good noises in games. Yeah. I mean, like, isn't that like unironically how like Ninja originally became like known, because he was someone who got really good at Fortnite like in the early days of it before people were like generally that good at it. Like, I don't know if he was ever considered like the best player, but I'm pretty sure he was like at one point. I don't know about today, but at one point he was like actually really good. Compared to like your general player. Oh, I didn't know he was already a competitive gamer back then. Ah, interesting. You did enjoy building a Fortnite when it was the only thing, but I'd never go back to it. Just that one time. Yo. Pausers? Wait, hold on. Sorry, I have a stream up on the side, and I'm like, wait. Pause champ? Sorry, I'm distracted. Sorry, I'm gonna click off that. I'm gonna look at this other thing. Wait, if he was into Halo, that means he might have played against Arma and Aaron and G. Oh my god. That's crazy. That you guys might have played against Ninja. Oh my god. You only found about the game from Raisefire playing it? Am I a weirdo? Am I like in the tiniest like singular boat like at the end of Titanic where it's like, oh, what the fuck is his name? Leonardo DiCaprio. There's only room for one person on this boat. Like, am I the only person on this boat that like somehow is in the speedrun community and never watched Raze, like basically at all? I don't know if I've actually ever clicked on his stream. Cause I don't know, like he is so known by people, but I just somehow like never ended up watching him. You know what? I think I was watching him with Skittle when the Switch 2 was newer and he was playing like the, what's it called? The Switch 2 Welcome Tour. I think like we were watching him play that. That's the Fire Dragon. And like, see, I was in that boat. I definitely, yeah, I watched a lot of Fi-Fi. Back in the day. And I've started watching him a bit more, I guess, since he's been doing more speedrun stuff recently. So I've coincidentally started watching him again more. Which is cool. That's I like him. He's chill. I remember like back in the day for Fi-Fi, I remember like you couldn't swear like at all in his chat. I remember when he was like super like turbo mode family friendly, like if you typed like hell, you would get timed out, or at least like, your message would get deleted. I don't think like they would like ban people over it. Maybe unless if they were being like super, you know, like ridiculous about it, but just interesting. God, I don't know if this clip exists, but I remember this clip of him, of Fi-Fi, back in like 2015 or 16, when he like was in like the basement room that is like, I guess his parents' house, I assume. I remember he like was off cam, he was like going upstairs, and this is back when he was, like when he didn't swear on stream. And I remember he is like walking back, like he's walking back into the room, and he like, I don't know, he like trips or like hits his foot on something, and you hear him say like, oh, motherfucker, god damn it, shit. It was just like, it was so funny. It was like, whoa, oh my god. You don't swear ever on stream, but I think there was a, I had an odd shot of that, because this is before clips back in my day. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. I don't think it was an actual like Twitch clip or anything. Back in my day. You know, there's still some things that I can type into my search bar in my browser and it'll bring up like a cached oddshot link or something, and I'm like, how is this still a thing that it's like bringing up? But I don't know how it even works fully, because I'm using Brave nowadays. I don't even use Chrome anymore. So I don't know how it like brings that up. I guess I like might have synced my Chrome stuff over at some point, I think. With Shift Delete. Interesting. I guess there literally is like an X there also. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, here's an odd shot. Fig bonk. Fig odd shot. If I click on it, redirecting, think it'll work? I don't think it's gonna work. It didn't work. Man, I have on my old computer, I have a bunch of old odd shots like archived on my hard drive, but last time, like last year when Skittle came up and I tried setting up my old PC for them, it just wouldn't work. I just couldn't get it to work properly. Like it would turn on and like power would be going to it, but then like nothing would happen. And I tried like taking out the little like the battery in the motherboard or whatever, and like nothing would work. And like I don't know what happened, because last time I used that PC like 3 or 4 years ago before I got this computer, like it definitely still worked. So I don't know what happened between the time of it sitting in my bathroom actually for like 2 years just going unused, and then I moved it upstairs at some point, and then here we are. And now it's in my closet upstairs. In case anyone was curious where it is, that's where it is now. Oh, also, actually, you have enough old PC parts to build a new PC, so I did, but it won't turn on for some reason. Buh. And that's extra weird, because you're a Twitch partner, so like you think it would just like work. I don't know. Oh no, I moved a little bit and the sun started shining in my eyes. I'm gonna proceed to not move my head that way anymore. But when you asked about this a few months ago, JCog, okay, I say a few months ago, and I'm gonna be upset if it was like 9 months ago, because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But I remember you asked on Blue Sky about like, oh, do y'all have any good like cookbook recommendations? So I want to get like an actual like cookbook, blah 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 blah. Did you ever get any of those? Curious. You have not? Frick. Did you give the Korean chef that I watched? Did you look at that one? Oh wait, you redeemed shopping list flip like at the start of stream, Justin. Forgot. I was talking. I'm sorry. I forgot about the shopping list, totally. Now flip it back again? Oh shit, you're right actually. Don't think you did? Frick. I guess the one thing with those Korean recipes is that a lot of those, like, to make the recipes, you would definitely initially have to get like a decent amount of ingredients, since I assume you probably don't have like a lot of the Korean ingredients. But there's this one recipe that I make from him pretty often. Like usually once a week I'll make something like it or just follow that, and it's pretty good. I'm a fan. In my Korean arc, feels good. But I do love me my Asian food. Yeah, if you have like an Asian or a Korean store, it's definitely best to get it from there. Because you've maybe heard of it before, like one of like the common ingredients, one of the common like Korean cooking ingredients is called gochujang. And they do sell it at Walmart and other grocery stores, I assume. But it's definitely like a better deal usually to get it from an actual Korean grocery store. But I guess it could also be a play to like just get like a small tub. In theory, if you were to get it at any point, if that was something you were ever interested in, to just get like a small tub from like Walmart or something. And if you're like, ooh, I like this, you could then invest in a bigger one. Because we now have the sun shining in my eyes. But we have like this like big ass, like it's like this, it's like, it's a pretty big tub that I bought back in October, I think. I forget when I got it. But it's been a while, and I think I'm only just now like halfway through it or so. So it's been pretty pog. But it's been cool being more into just like trying more interesting recipes like that, because I think if I go back like 5 years or something, I was just kind of like, all right, like I never really tried recipes. I was just kind of like, all right, let's just throw some vegetables and chicken in a pan and call it a day. But tofu, any tofu enjoyers in chat? And if you've never had tofu, I think tofu definitely has the bad rep of like being like the not good tasting food, but I think tofu is actually pretty good, in my opinion. That being said, you do have to like flavor it with things, because on its own it doesn't taste very good, but it's a vessel for other things to flavor it. Like, if your Chinese restaurants have mapo tofu, that's a good dish. Which usually the mapo tofu also has beef. It might sometimes be pork, but I think it's usually beef that it has in with it. But I think mapo tofu is super good, in my opinion. Someone also recommended checking cookbooks in the library. Ooh, that's actually a good play. That is a very smart play that I feel like when I saw that, like that wasn't even a consideration, but seeing that now, I'm like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Just, yeah, go to the library. I haven't been to my local library in so long. How can you store tofu? So the blocks that we get, they come in this package that's like sealed, and it's like 4 blocks of tofu. And just more recently with Skittle and I, like we use like the whole box, the whole like package in one go. But I think like if you were to open a package of tofu and not use the whole thing, I think you are supposed to like take the tofu out and like put it in like an airtight container. And some people say you're supposed to like change the water like every day, because the tofu comes in like in a little like thing of water. And I'm pretty sure it does last like at least a week after you open it in the fridge. But if you leave the tofu like sealed in the packaging, it lasts like a long time. And tofu is something where if it goes bad, you'll kind of know. Like it'll be very disgusting and kind of slimy looking and feeling. But thankfully, I've only ever had that happen with like 2 blocks of tofu, I think. But it's not super pleasant when it goes bad. It is a little gross. But it's definitely not like, oh, if you have like raw chicken in your fridge, like you should cook it within like 3 days, I think it is. Like it can definitely last like a week in the fridge. After 3 cookbooks, you become bookworm? True, actually, that's a good point. And then now when you shoot tiers, you'll shoot 2 sometimes, which is a huge benefit, honestly. I think the only Monka thing with having like a physical cookbook for me would be getting the cookbook dirty. Like if you have the cookbook like sitting like in your kitchen while you're cooking, I would be like a little scared of like, oh god, if I get it dirty while I'm cooking accidentally. Especially since usually cookbooks are hardcover and hardcover books are really nice. Love me some hardcover books. Oh, frick. Yeah, that's fine. How is the current place you're at, Jaycog, by the way? No, you're not in G land also. Or well, you're in G land, but not G household land rather. You know, that's actually a good point. I guess in my head, I was thinking, oh, you get the book from the library and now it's yours. I forgot the whole part where you're supposed to give it back. Unless if you're my one friend who from our elementary school library, he rented a book and never gave it back, and I don't know if he still has it or not. I wonder if he got rid of it at any point. I kind of forgot that part. Okay, son, if you could stop reflecting on my neighbor's window, I would love that actually. I can walk outside and not be in suburban hell. Sorry, G. I mean, because you're like downtown, I think, right? Also, oh my god, it's been 50 minutes. I am going so slow on this painting right now. I'm going so slow. I need to speed up, but I've been talking a bunch. It all started when Morpheus came in here and he's like, I'm gonna be a Twitch partner, guys. It all started with that guy. He's already changing. I remember when he wasn't like that. Your neighborhood is gay? Pausers? They recently finally finished, well, I don't know if it's fully done, but like the main strip downtown where I live, they had it blocked off for like 4 months because of construction, and it's finally done. And the Pride walkway did not make it, unfortunately. But maybe when it goes back around to Pride Month again, maybe they'll put it back in. 'Cause it was kind of roughed up. It was kind of all like torn up from, I guess, just walking and driving over it with cars. But maybe they'll put it back in, yeah. This year. Yo, Perp, good morning. I'm doing good, how about you? Just painting away. Painting away. I'm gonna Ebo. Wait. This is my favorite Mario paint you've done, is it? I'm not even done yet. I'm not even done yet. I'm super not done yet because, yeah, I've been going super slow this painting. I'm going extremely slow, but that's okay. You know, 2026 is also the year of exercising. Did you not do your push-ups yesterday, Ebo, or did you just not mark it on the sheet? Because I high-key forgot to mark it on the sheet until like today, I think. I was like, shit, I didn't click the box on the spreadsheet. Yeah, this is the year of exercise for me. Even though over the last few years I've gone more into exercising, but this is gonna be more consistent exercise, hopefully, for me. This painting is sick, nasty AF already. Feels good. The Northern Lights definitely being really cool. Just a huge boom. This painting is good because of that already. I definitely do enjoy the feeling of actually exercising more consistently. Definitely it just feels good. You have to do your exercises? What kind of exercises are you up to usually? I don't know if you just like go to the gym and be like, all right, I'm gonna deadlift 8,000 pounds for 20 minutes and then call it a day. I'm definitely more of a body weight exercisey kind of person. That's definitely more my thing. Because the only actual weights I have are 2 5-pound dumbbells. I know G got some like 20-pound dumbbells, so I know he's out here like All Might status, just like bodybuilder tier right now. But I do have a pull-up bar and an ab wheel, and those are super good. Pull-up bar, definitely super good to have for exercise at home. You're watching a TV show based in the 70s, and there was an FBI agent who asked another guy, "Are you familiar with neighborhood I live in?" to try and ask if he was gay. That's crazy. That's so insane. Was that at all relevant to like the rest of the show, or is it just like a random like thing that they just threw in there to be quirky? How do I go about this? It's awkward because like I want to put these black trees here, but then it's like there's a lot of black here, so it's like I guess we just do it. We just do it. Just don't think, just do it. Okay, well I don't need to like do that. Okay. We're gonna make use of negative space here. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna do this. Don't want to talk, that's valid. You're gonna get a gym membership soon? You used to do a lot of bodyweight type stuff, so that's what you're doing for now. Yeah, I think bodyweight stuff it just feels good, in my opinion. I'm a fan. Just a big fan of some bodyweight exercises. Okay, so we're doing this, and now we're gonna get this, and we're just gonna plop in some little bits of this to give the illusion that there's a tree here. You're following along? This will be on the test. Oh yeah, swimming is super good. There is a really nice swimming center not too far away. Well, it's not super far away, but it's also like a little bit of a drive. It'd be cool to get a membership one day though. Especially because the swimming center, they have a cheap day, a Toonie Tuesday, if you may, on Tuesdays, where it's $2 to swim, even though I think it's more expensive than $2 now. So is it even a Toonie Tuesday anymore? I don't know. But when we went with me, Skittle, and David, when we went last year, it was so busy. It was so busy. So I think having a membership would be nice for the fact that also like it wouldn't be as busy going on a day that isn't like the cheap day to go. So I think that would also be a benefit. Yeah, I love swimming. I'm a big fan of swimming. I don't like swimming in super cold water though. I'm not a fan of that. Like I could never deal with swimming very well, like in like a beach or like in like a lake or whatever. Like I would always get super cold usually, unless it was like a really hot day. And people be like, oh, it's not that cold. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's fucking cold in this water, dude. What do you mean? It's so cold. 3-knee Thursday. Change the 2-knee to a 3-knee. Jarvis, you do that? Okay. I also have to make sure I have enough space for all this stuff at the bottom here. There's like so many like little things here in this painting, like, and I don't have a ton of space for it, but I think like I am proportionally on track for everything to be in the painting. There's been a handful of paintings here and there where I have to like cut out something because it's like, oops, I don't have enough space for it actually. Usually it's not that bad, but I've had it like once. I remember like a few weeks back I had that, where it's like, yep, I can't fit this element in, so we're just gonna omit it. Because the only way I could fix it is go back and like basically redo the whole painting. Swinging that not cold at all mountain runoff, yeah. Yeah, my swimming center that's nearby, they also have like this indoor like water slide thing. And I remember like they would always say like, oh yeah, you know, make sure you're just like, you just go down like feet first and like keep your arms like in towards your body. But I always remember like going down that, it would be like, because if you came out the bottom and you were like upside down or something, like the lifeguards would like, they give you shit like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. So the tech would be, you would just like fuck around inside the waterfall or inside the water slide, and then like you would just have to reorient yourself properly on the way down. And then they didn't know that you were like doing wacky shit in there. I don't know how you do this because I literally feel like I blinked and suddenly there's an actual mountain on the stream. Actual Bob Ross illusion right there. You must have had a really good blink. It must have felt really nice. Blink and then you made a mountain. That's so cool. God. I remember the magic of when Bob Ross first had like first started becoming a thing on Twitch. And like, there was just so many people that were like, what the hell? Like, this guy makes a whole mountain and like river in like 2 minutes. And honestly, growing up, like I don't remember like seeing Bob Ross like as a kid. Like I remember like growing up, like I remember I like knew of his name, but I never like watched the show. So like once he got the Twitch channel, I was like, oh, this guy's crazy. This guy's so good. I don't know, he was just like a name that was like, you just kind of knew it. It's like, oh yeah, Bob Ross. That's a guy. That's a guy for sure. Lots of good Bobs. Bob Ross, Bob Barker. Oh my god. Wait, what? You think same? Oh my god, twinning? Richard Simmons. Okay, Richard Simmons, that's a name. Like, you say that, I'm like, oh, I recognize that name, but I don't know who it is off the top of my head, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Right, chat? Anybody else not know? Is anybody else not an all-knowing being? And it's crazy of all things in this painting, there's a cabin also. Like, we were really eating good with this one. We got northern lights, a mountain, a little pond, black canvas. Somehow the black canvas paintings, they always turn out nice. I don't know like what it is with them, but somehow they always just turn out really good. I think in the context of Mario Paint, I think the black canvas paintings turn out nice usually because I think the black by default makes good contrast with a lot of the colors that end up being used for the painting, and it ends up being colors that are usually ones that I have access to in Mario Paint. Because, you know, there's sometimes paintings where it's like, uh-oh, I don't have these colors. Time to improvise. Insert every single time Bob uses pink, and I'm like, oops, it's the 800th time where I don't have pink. Like, y'all would not believe the amount of times that I encounter that problem where it's like, we have a painting with pink as like a big thing in the sky or something, and it's like, I don't have pink. And like red doesn't cut it, and the magenta is like the closest usually to pink. Like, I need someone to go through someday when I finish Mario Paint, the joy of Mario Paint when that finishes. I need like a compilation of every time where it's like, all right, we don't have pink, time to just use magenta. Just like, how many instances of that is there? How far in am I? I think, if I go back to the website, ooh, I was right. Okay, there's 31 seasons, and this is the end of, so next week will be season 9, episode 1. So, yep. And I've been doing this for like 2 years, I think. Maybe 3, maybe. So we're like, what, like a quarter of the way through it or so? Assuming every season is like 13 episodes. I don't know if it is. I'm not super familiar with that. Allegedly, according to what I've heard, apparently Bob would like go into the studio and paint like a whole season of paintings. And apparently like he would just do a whole season like in one go, which is crazy. If that's like actually for real, like how do you do that? Just paint like all these like in one night or whatever. Might be some fibbery, but who's to say? I do know that he wasn't just like painting these like blind from like his imagination. Like he did have references off screen. From what I like read, apparently each painting would have like 3 associated with it. Like, I think the first painting, I don't know if it would just be like a sketch or whatever, but I know the second one would be like a rough painting that he would use as a reference while he's painting on on like the show, and then the third painting is what you see in the episode. Which makes sense. Like, I think that'd be kind of like absurd to just like paint all these like scenes and scenarios just like all from like your head with no reference. I think that would be like absolutely just ridiculous, completely insane work if he was able to do that. Dude's a machine, true. Each season is exactly 13? Okay. So yeah, we still have a ways to go. Do you think when I finish this one day, do you think I'll get like a... I think I'll get an IGN article or something? Once I finish, go through every painting and rate them on a tier list. Right now, I can say that the first painting that I did is probably still the worst one I did. That one is not very good in my opinion. I definitely like wasn't cooking with that one. That's okay. Oh, that's how it went. Okay. Interesting. Damn, he did like a more detailed one of every single painting, or just like the... just like some of them, I wonder. Cause that'd be crazy if he did a more detailed one of every single painting. It'd be crazy work. What the hell? What are we what the hell-ing, Prack? Mr. RuneScape Sword icon. Dragon Skimmy. I don't know. I just got back and you're gay. Oh, okay. Did anybody else know this? Or is this like new information to everyone? I don't know if I've ever heard that before. How many times am I allowed to make that joke? Being like, wait, Prack, you're gay? How many times should I make that joke? Like, what's like my like usage of that joke like per week? Am I allowed? Surprise Pikachu. Don't we have that? It's not an emote in here. Everything's an emote. Oh, what was it? There was something I wanted to mention, but I don't remember what the hell it was, because it was a Germa VOD that we had on last night, and I don't remember what he was talking about. Cause I wanted to mention something that he said, but I can't remember what it was. I was never one to watch Germa, but Skittle's a big Germa fan, and usually we like just put on a Germa video to fall asleep to these days. So I've now became a Germa watcher because of Skittle. And I know he's like really popular online, but like literally until like a year ago or so, I was like outright like, yeah, I don't know who that is. I was like, yeah, I've heard that name before, but I didn't know who he was. Like, unironically, I didn't know who he was. Pikachu. Damn, we really didn't have that before. That's crazy. I'm actually surprised. But the power of 7 TV, we now have it. Pikachu. That should have a different name. JCog not wanting Twitch chat to be, oops, you typed in a normal word. Oops, it's an emote all of a sudden. Insert you type most normal words in Pope's chat, and it just becomes an emote. I mean, what do you like? Do we? I forgot. I thought shocked Pikachu was an emote. Okay, it's not update. What do we think? I could be down for either. I mean, it's not very often that people even type Pikachu in the first place in here. Don't get me started on that. Park's like, Zaki, you cannot keep doing this. I hate is. Isn't just like the also like a wild and emote? in his stream. Why don't you get Pope to teach you AFR, Prac, or is the AFR dream dead for you? You could learn the spin clip to get into the cafe's hideout. Ugh, Butter, I am not doing that shit. Ugh. Prac, probably. Speedrunning's dead for you in general? No, you... Prac, you played DKR. Ugh. Butter, I hate crunch. The way people at GDQ thought you were a DK64 rando runner, I mean, you were doing the tourney stuff for a bit there. I remember Prac doing the thing. And then I got the clip of, I forget what Carlos said, but you were like, well, Carlos, I'm trying to do a rando and think at the same time. So, whatever. I don't know, I like that. That's a funny clip. I like that clip. I was like, hello. I was a DKR runner first. Everything's dead to you now? Alright, fuck it. Melee, Prac. You know, I've actually been playing Melee a little bit, Prac. AK, I've been playing with one of my friends, and he kind of like shits on me. Because he has played way more. Melee's so fucking hard. Every time I miss a wave dash and just like full hop, I feel like a dumbass. I'm like, man, can we not do this? Playing a game without buffer is so difficult. At least playing a Smash game without buffer is so difficult. Yo, this painting's kind of fucking right now, though. Any agreeers? This painting kind of frickin'. Sorry, I was just like looking at it. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of doing good with this one, actually. You want to get at Peach, but I still got float canceling. I could not play a character like Peach. She's like just too weird. Like that doesn't work for my brain. Meanwhile, you have Vince out here playing Mewtwo now in Melee. I just forgot, Vince actually committed to like grinding like Smash. Like he could actually be like so good, but I don't think he's just naturally, he just has the sauce in Smash games, but yeah, now he has a boom, a child. Like he went through all of Smash 4 and Ultimate without owning a Wii U or a Switch, and he was still like really good. He's just crazy. Laundry clip. Are you gonna be doing that, perp? When I was doing all masks, I was like, even like, I don't feel like doing this laundry clip stuff. I just like didn't want to deal with the laundry clip. laundry pool clip stuff. Which is like, nah, I'm good. A potential maybe glitchless return. Maybe. We'll see. Unless I don't do the race, then oops, but I want to do the race. Because it'd be fun. Oh my god, Arma. I imagine in my head right now, I was like, if I was Pope, I would be like, oh my god, Arma, and then I hit the panic button. I just like pictured that in my head. I'm sure if that was Arma, like, they would just be like, default excited. like, alright, and I'm gone. Has Aaron gotten you your jump yet in Mario 64, Arma? What is this giraffe? Hype lurk? That must be a new one. I've never seen that before. And you know, the old saying goes, if I haven't seen it, then it's probably new. Do the race? Are you gonna do the race, Arma? Are you gonna do the glitchless race? You're debating doing the race? You could try doing the no aliens route, potentially. I'm pretty sure like no aliens route is only like 20 seconds slower. I think is what I've heard Jess say, I think. Or Morph. Right, Morph? I'm gonna be a Twitch partner soon. Oh yeah, Morph is gonna be saying, I'm gonna be the next Twitch partner, .bio. Is Morph just Naruto, secretly? It all goes back to .bio. This emote is so weird. Like, why does it exist? It's a fucking fountain, like an ink fountain pen, just over top of a padlock. Like, why does it exist? It's one of the most bizarre emotes that I've ever seen. That'd be kind of crazy though, like if you join the race, because then like once it gets to Snowhead, like the commentators would be like, oh yeah, this is the part that Arma invented actually, where like you do this jump and it saves like 35 minutes. It's crazy. Never gonna tell y'all strats again. Blubbers. Also, you start with your base jump, but you don't have a long jump. Frick. That's unhype. Having to abide to the Mario speed limits of no long jumping. But what if I really needed to know a new strat for something? I can find a new strat to tell you about. Insert Justin just being pants grab. Pants grab. It helps David replied to me. When Vince is on his phone on Discord, maybe he'll respond to my message. Pause champ. Wait, okay, I need to know, do I do an Isaac run after this, or should I not do an Isaac run after this? Thoughts? I don't know what I should do. Because I could work on things, or I could just do an Isaac run instead. A short, quick 2-hour Isaac run. Nothing special. Just a quick run, you know, nothing crazy. Just a short little, oh, my Polaroid. The only yes you only have on deck is D yes. What's he saying that? Fucking fuck. Something like that, right? Is that what he says? God, that's an oldie. Why is that an oldie? That should have been like last year at this point. Oh, Dennis. Whomever. Then he starts talking German. Oh shit, Das world record, 46. Okay. Everyone, it's cabin time. Nobody panic, it's cabin time. At long last, I know it's been a long journey, an hour and 28 minutes, but it's finally time for the cabin to appear. Oh boy. Oh, cabin, baby. Okay, I think I actually have the scale correct on this cabin. I feel like I often make my cabins way too big, but I think this one actually looks like the correct size. You know, I always say stuff like that, but then I also say stuff like, you know, it doesn't really matter if I make my painting like 1-to-1 to his, because I don't think necessarily the point is to make the paintings 1-to-1 with Bob, because that's kind of difficult. Especially since by default, the canvas size in Mario Paint is shorter than the Bob canvas that he works on. Like, it's a little shorter, so it's by nature kind of more difficult to fit every aspect into it. He would tear me and he'd tear me apart for that. He would revert back to being a drill sergeant in the military, and he'd start yelling at me, and I'd be like, okay, yes, Bob, I understand. And then you'll blow up. I like the lore that apparently Bob Ross only has his iconic hair because, like, he kept his hair longer for a while because it was cheaper than getting a haircut, and then at some point, like, his family, I think, was like, oh, it's too iconic or something. Like, you can't, like, cut it. Like, it's part of the brand at this point, and then he just had the long hair. Or like the, you know, his iconic hairdo. That's apparently the lore from what I've always heard. Wait, speaking of hair, is this still a command? Okay, yeah. Because I know Justin has that as a command, and it says something like, I don't have hair. And it either says go to my channel or go to Jcog's channel. I guess I could click on Justin's stream real quick. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, oh no, is this bot not gonna be online? No, he doesn't use Nightbot. God damn it. Justin, open your bot up. Open your bot for me, please. I tried. That someone feels like an entirely different command now. It's been a long time, to be fair. Water's good, also. Send tweet. You get more compliments on your hair IRL now than you used to. Feels really good. Speaking of hair, I need to get a haircut, kinda. I threw out my Hans de Foucault, the hair cream. I don't know if you heard that prac if your ears are enabled. I threw out the cream that I had because it was like 4 years old or something, and I was like, I don't know if I should still be using this or not, because I know like you know, products like that do like go bad eventually, and I was like, maybe I should just get rid of it. I don't know. Let me be like an anime character where my hair just like stays like the same length all the time, so I can just like do things with it easier and not have to worry about getting it cut. However, my hairdresser is pretty cool, and she gives us eggs and chocolate now. Well, she's always had this like tub, like this big like thing of chocolate, and I never took any, but when we were there before, she was like, yeah, take some, please. I have too many. And so she has like, I think milk chocolate and dark chocolate, and I just take dark chocolate ones and put it in my oatmeal when I go there. Any oatmeal enjoyers in chat? It looks good this length, but I'm sure it'll look good cut. But I think the big thing, like I don't mind like the bang length, but it's like the okay, actually I think the headphones kind of pressed in, but sometimes like it kind of like the sides kind of like poof out a bit, and I'm like, I don't like it when the sides are all poofy. I'm not a fan of that on me. I guess if it's like thinned down the sides a bit and like maybe the back a little bit, it'd be pretty juicy, I think. You can't do the oatmeal texture? Frick. What if you put oats and took a smoothie? Could you do it like that? Or would that still be like a nah for you? Oh, yes. Look at this fucking line I take. Mario Paint, Streets 112. Oh, actually. What a good emote. Actually, speaking about hair, I'm curious, do y'all shampoo and or conditioner every day? Because for like the longest time, I wasn't shampoo and conditioning like every time I would shower, but over the past like couple weeks, I've started shampooing and conditioning more frequently. And I know like when I was like looking it up online, some people were like, oh, I do it like every 2 days. I do it every day. So I guess it might depend on like the person, maybe more. Because I feel like it's been feeling a bit nicer doing it more frequently. And maybe that is just like a me thing, potentially. So I don't know what the, I don't know, stuff like that, like, what am I trying to say? Like skincare and like, I guess, overall hygienic care is not a, like, yep, this is the rule, you just do it this way and you'll be good, because it's like different for different people. Like, I know especially skincare, that's like super down that route where it's like, oh, you know, this moisturizer works for some people super well, and for other people it's like, oh, this moisturizer gives me tons of breakouts. But Butter, you're a guy. You don't need to moisturize or shower. Huh. I guess you're right. I guess I don't need to do either. Good point. I guess we can just get rid of the shower now, actually. Don't need this thing anymore. Whoopsie. Shampoo every 4 days, condition every 2. But I had two way more often before. Oh, I see. Your hair gets super dry and frizzy if you wash it every day. See, I feel like my hair gets kind of frizzy, like a little bit, like no matter, like when I was doing it less often and now I'm doing it more often, like I feel like it still gets kind of frizzy. I know Prac was, I don't know if you still do a Prac. I know you were doing like dry conditioner. I don't know if that's still a thing you do, if like that's a thing that I can maybe try doing someday. I don't know. You do Bofa every 2 at least. And Perp is every 2 days. Oh yeah, the leave-in conditioner, yeah. You shampoo and conditioner every other day. Yeah, so it's, yeah, I guess you just gotta figure out what's good for you. Speaking of what's good for me, it's been an hour 38 on the timer. Is it time to call this painting a wrap finally? I don't know, because I usually don't like these going too far beyond the 1 hour mark, but I was doing a lot of talking and going slow today, which is okay. But I think I've reached a point where I would say I'm happy with this one. Pretty nice painting overall. We enjoy a good cabin. And some lights in the dark sky. But I got nothing else, so thanks for watching. See you next one, bye.